Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Saturday morning. I hope everybody's doing well. We got a few people in chat already, so let me go ahead and pop that up and say hi. Kevin Hawthorne, Siren, me. Good morning. Hey, Paula's in chat. Check that out.
Hey, I was confused this morning.
Sunday. Yeah, I used a previous link and I think I just copied the same stuff over across, but I will fix that post haste. How are you this morning?
I'm okay. Tired, but I'm okay. I'm gonna
Tired? What'd
head
you do?
over. I'm just tired. I just didn't sleep good last night. I'm headed over today to I'm gonna spend the night with Bethany in the hospital, and I just don't like being in the hospital. Either way, as a patient or not as a patient. So
I got you.
I'm kind of dreading that. But she's lonely and she's only got her till Monday to go and she's getting nervous, so she needs her mommy.
I get you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
We went and
I'm
watched
gonna go.
the high school team had their playoff, and yeah, it was
Ours
sad.
had one last night too, and I don't know how they did. It was the second playoff game. If they won the one last night, then they'll have another home playoff
Yeah, this
next
one
Friday.
would have sent us to the division playoffs, um, which was in Dallas, and needless to say, we are not going to Dallas. Um,
Uh,
we got
I
crushed, like crushed, 47-0.
oh
Um,
gosh,
so if
sucks.
you watch high school ball and you see a kicker from a high school team kicking 55-yard field goals.
Oh, ouch.
I I looked over at my ex and I was like, uh, you can leave
Oh,
now
we
if you
lost.
want. I
We
can pretty much
lost
tell you where
33
this
to
is gonna
36.
go. Um,
Ours was a little closer than yours. We lost 33 to 36.
the center, so he comes up, the guy comes over for the other team, and ours is about yay high. And he comes over and he's like, dunk, 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 dunk.
Oh gosh.
It was like, ho, 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 ho. He's huge. And our guy, he kind of walks up and he just looks up at him and he's like, uh-oh. And
Uh-oh.
he
Steamroll.
did really good. Our center did really good. He held his own, but it was just we drove down, made a couple stupid decisions. We were in the red zone and had the opportunity to score. They tried to get fancy and do some stuff, and just instead of short pass, gain five, gain five, gain five, gain five, and they started to get fancy. We turned it over, and it was just done. They just walked all over
Oh
us.
gosh.
Um, they knew that they had us so much that they ran 2-point conversion drills every time. Uh, didn't even try kicking
Mm-hmm.
the extra point. Um,
Oh my
Finally, when they came back out after halftime, the coach waved them off. Was like, no, 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 kick it, because it's like
We don't need
don't
to
rub it in
rub
anymore.
it in their faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they would have done that, it would have been, I think, 50 points if they would have done all the 2-point conversions.
Good
So,
morning, AZ.
hey, Danny, Dave, what's going on? Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming
Well,
in and hanging out.
my grandkids got wrestling today. Needless to say, I
Wrestling.
won't be wrestling. Yeah, my little 5-year-old granddaughter. I'm gonna have to go to one of her meets because but I can't. I hate watching wrestling. It just makes me a wreck. So, but she's cute as a button in her little braids and just out there kicking butt.
Now you were saying she was all excited about it too.
She is. She loves it. So this will be her her third meet. And the last two, she came in second place. She beat two and lost one. So she has two little medallions, little medals that she won. She's all tickle pink. She's a crack up.
That's good. I
Oh
like it
my,
when kids like to be in a sport. I can't stand when their parents make them do it and
yeah.
they're in there going, I don't want to be here. Hey, what's up, vote for Pedro? How you doing? Good to see you.
All
Good
right, I'm
morning,
back.
Pedro.
So I was seeing, I'm not seeing all the chat, so I had to open the other one. Hey, kin of mine, good to see you. Hugh Smith is here. How you doing, Hugh Smith? Good to see you. All right, let's get this up. For some reason, that was kind of funky. Okay. So what did you do last night, Eric? We were just talking about high school football.
I actually sat around and worked attributing coins all night. Imagine that.
Surprise, surprise.
Yep, I'm all caught up with reveal attributions, and I'm about 20% done with desk attributions, which were coins that people made arrangements to send me. And that's it. That's all I did. Clean the house.
How many did we end up with in the LP2 rolls that you opened up the other day?
You mean the FS listed coins?
The FS listed ones, yeah.
About 40.
That was unreal.
Yeah, it was. About 20, I think there was 20 FS802 and 20 FS803. I was more excited about the double die obverse in the LP4 roll. To be honest, I was really excited about that because I didn't expect to find it. In LP2 rolls, you expect to find stuff. So.
Yeah, I know that it says Sunday, folks. I did a mess up. I copied.
It's Sunday somewhere.
Yeah, so I'll fix that post haste. But sorry,
I was not the only one confused. See, I got a nice little package from. I showed you guys that. I showed you guys that proof, that 1970s proof.
Yeah.
Class 3 that I got.
Yeah.
Well, he sent me extras.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
He sent me extras. So he sent me a WDDO. Let's see. This is a 70S WDDO 019.
Are they all 70s?
So I got 3 70Ds.
Okay.
I got the WDDO 018, I got the WDDO 005, and I got the WDDO 010. And then I got a FS807 WDDR 016 on the oh my gosh. Okay. Formative years. Sorry.
Yeah. That's what he was talking about. We opened,
right?
Yeah, we opened a roll or 2 rolls of them actually and found tons of FS listed coins in it.
Yeah, that's what made me think of that. He sent me an FS807, which is a really nice.
You should be getting a package from me. You should have got it already, so it's probably going to be next week.
Oh.
It's fly proof.
I should?
Yeah. Told you I'd send you one.
Nickels?
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's not.
Nickels.
Nickels?
But no, that guy must like say I love searching 1970 pennies.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't know why.
Machasik, I think is how you say his name. Machasik. Yeah, he searches everything.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm fond. I have dates that I prefer over 170 is a date that I get made fun of for it.
Yeah, because it's just the 70D. It's just the little line above or below the 7. And
there's some good ones. There's a couple that are on.
What's the FS listing on that one?
Huh?
On what?
You said the FS
on
listing.
On the 70D? I don't know that there is an FS listing on the 70D.
There isn't.
Yeah. But they're cute little double dice.
Yeah, I'm going to share. I pulled this up.
They're cute.
I like them all. I mean.
I know. I can't. I don't have the same affection for all.
So I'll pull these up. So here's some of the stuff she's talking about when you're talking about.
Yeah, the little nubbins above and below.
That's one of the ones she got right there.
Yeah.
But this is what
now there is a couple FS listed. There's one.
I got that one too, I think. And then there's one that has the above the 7 and then or below the 7 and then below the 0.
There's one that hangs out the bottom of the O, and I believe that is FS listed.
I have one of those.
I think it's DDO number 5 on Kaneka.
don't know.
I don't know.
I have the 005 on Wexler.
So that's the DD05 on Kaneka.
All right, I was wrong then, because it hangs off the bottom of the 0.
Yeah, the one that I have that hangs off the bottom of the 0 has a little off the bottom of the 0, and it also has a little under the 7.
Right. It would be 70S too. It wouldn't be 70D, Frosty.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No. 70D.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not an FS listed one. There's
Yeah,
no 70D
that's what I
ones.
said. I don't think that there's any FS listed ones.
I was going to say there are a couple of the class 5s that there is 1 or 2 that are FS listed, but I think they're 70S.
Good morning, David Carlisle.
So there's no, that's not it.
A little bar L.
Trying to see if we can.
But they're fun, and
This
I
one
never,
here?
I would
That
never
one right
there.
there.
Yeah, that one. I think I have that one too. The 0. That's the 70S. Yeah, that's the 70S that I have. The 018.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Hey, Steve, looking for silver. What's going on? Good morning, Coach's Magic. How are you doing?
But yeah, they're fun. They're
We
fun
are
to
free
look
balling
for.
it today, Coach. He's like, is there any specific
Yeah, I look
topic?
for, I think, a different reason than most people look. It's relaxing to me.
Mm-hmm.
It engages my brain. My brain needs to look for fly poop on stuff to settle it down, or else I get too excited and start thinking about stupid stuff.
Well, I'm a hoarder. And
Oh,
so
hold
any
on, hold on. Tell me
opportunity
it
I
is.
have to hoard something, I need a reason. I do need, like, I mean, I can make one up, but
Was it you that were saying, why do we keep copper pennies? That's why.
no. That's a different story.
That's why.
Yeah, that's a yeah. I don't. They're not special to me because they're copper.
Oh, I keep them, but they're not special to me.
There
I
needs
just
to
keep
be
'em.
something special about it, like something. I'm not as bad as Ken.
She's a variety
Ken Peavy
hoarder.
was.
She's not a coin hoarder.
Yeah, Ken Peavy was I mean, he had coffee cans full of little die chips and stuff. His brother was like, "What are these?" He asked us. He's like, "What are all these coffee cans full of coins?"
Well,
Are
that
they
goes back.
special
He
or
thought they were
something?"
cool. That made them collectible to him because they had a cool factor for him. Yeah, you can't deny the cool factor.
Me, I want to put my Christmas tree up so bad. I really do.
Oh, how dare you speak those words?
I need a little boost because I just can't. I
We
haven't
have-
even started my shopping yet.
As soon as Halloween was done, we have 4 houses in the neighborhood that already have their Christmas decorations up on that tree.
I will go out of the way to try and make sure it doesn't come up in conversation or with somebody else's conversation. And every once in a while I get lucky and it's the day before Christmas and my wife says, "Are we going to set up a Christmas tree this year?" And I says, "Go ahead." And she'll say, "Nah, it's too late." She's probably listening to this too, so I'm probably.
I love
Make him
Christmas
set up a
decorations.
tree. We'll set one
I
up
might
after
put lights up
Thanksgiving.
though. I did find the lights.
Normally we do it the night of Thanksgiving. So after we do everything, normally that's when we put the tree
That
up.
was kind of tradition, doing it either Thanksgiving night or the next day after. Uh-oh. Yep, she's listening. I'm screwed.
Tell him to put up a tree.
No, I just got a text that says I am.
Oh, that's awesome. It says they put up 10 to 18 trees.
Holy
Wow.
cow.
Yeah.
That's too much work for me.
Hopefully they're the little ones and they're in a village decoration thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got a friend of mine. Her name is Mana. She lives probably 7-10 miles from me. Not very far. But she used to have 7 trees, full-on trees. And one of them was a Coca-Cola tree, and everything was all just pure Coca-Cola bottling stuff.
When I lived in Michigan, we had a neighbor that had every room had a Christmas tree, but they left them up every year, and then they would replace them one of them once in a while. But they were always very. She entered competitions and stuff,
Yeah.
so they were always really ornate, and so they never came down once they were up. When they came down, it was because they were going into the dump or to be repurposed as a new design.
Well, my mom used to design. Have you ever heard of the Festival of Trees?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
We have them here at
Yeah, we had
one of the
we
big
had it in
hospitals.
Michigan.
my mom used to design, used to do some for the one where we used to live.
Oh, I
And
love those.
she's got a very, very elegant design and very elegant flavor and flair.
People that do that, I mean, my Christmas tree always looks the same. It's always haphazard.
Yeah.
Looks good, does the job, but some of these people, it's like artwork. That neighbor I had, it was artwork, and so I understood why she didn't take it down.
My tree's very ornate. When we put it up after Thanksgiving, I'll take photos of it and post it. We have really nice antiquated ribbons that we put on there, and all of the ornaments that we put on our tree are. So my mom had we had a discussion. So what do we do for Christmas each year? She wants to get us a Christmas gift, and it's like, well, instead of trying to buy individually, because she's on a fixed income, so it's like, hey, I want to be, mindful of that. So she purchases, since my wife and I have been together, every year she chooses a really nice ornament or a family of ornaments, and then that's what she sends us every Christmas.
Boy, I wish I had my youth Christmas tree, one of those aluminum ones, and then you had the color wheel that made it change colors.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we put these up, and so there's really nice. Some of them are highly expensive. So we have some of the hand painted ornaments where they do the blown glass. They paint the insides and then they blow the glass shut, so it's solid inside. We have one of the ones that are the people do it with a long brush. It's just like a little, and then they dot all the way around and then they paint it that way. It's just a micro hole and then they paint it from the outside in. Um, we have we just have really cool ornaments. So I'll have to share that with everybody and show them when that happens. But we're getting way ahead of ourselves because we're talking Christmas and it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Yeah, and it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
I know it's terrible. What reveals are you guys doing today?
I got a 50 or 45D roll, I think. Might have another one.
Am I in that one? I don't think I got into this week's reveals.
You didn't get into this week's.
Yeah, I got busy and was like, but it's all good. Hey, Sorcerer Stan, thanks for being a channel member. Appreciate you.
That was like when those FS coins come. I knew it too because the week before Adam goes, "How many FS coins?" Even though we found a lot of double dies in them, none of them were FS listed. And I said, as soon as I saw them pop up, I says, "Watch, Adam's going to pop in here and go, is he in this? Am I in this roll?" And he did.
Of course.
He's like, "That's a $6,000 coin in MS66." And I was just like, "Okay, yay! That should be a Coin World story then."
Next time he pops in there, tell him to get his ass over into the email and answer some emails. Say, you should not be here. What are you doing here? If you have time to be here, you have time to go answer some emails.
Last time I didn't talk to him, but in a stream talked to him. It was around Halloween, and he was hot to trot for ghost hunting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he likes his ghouls and goblins. So, Paula, you had a friend at the Whitman show?
I did. I had several. I did.
You have friends?
Jeffrey Schumer was there. He was the one that sent me the picture and told me that Stax was going to be doing the auction.
And then you had
He's
Matt
one
and
of the
Mike.
he's one of the OG panel LiveCoin Q&A panel members. You don't see him anymore because he's a full-time dealer now. But yeah, he started out at the bottom like myself, not knowing a whole lot.
Well, didn't we all start that way?
Now he is a very, very successful dealer. Yeah.
Does he live there, or does he just go around to these big shows and?
He goes to lots of shows. Yeah, he goes to lots of shows. And I'm not sure if he set up at this show or not. I forgot to ask him. He may have.
Well, I know it was huge. They had 3 big ballrooms that they set up. I know you took pictures of the line. I had one of my directors was there. Yeah. Tried to call me from the show, couldn't hear a thing that they were saying, but so they got to see some of the stuff. Do you know if I'm trying to think of the name. You just mentioned it. Coin Show podcast. Were they ever?
Yeah, Matt and Mike.
Yeah, they were there.
Were they ever able to interview the director? Did that happen?
They have posted they have posted a couple interviews that they've done.
Yeah, but she canceled, didn't she?
Yeah, she was not at there. She was not at the show.
Yeah, she canceled because they were going to interview her there.
Mike is interviewing her this week, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, in Washington, D.C. at a different show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, and I believe they're going to the Smithsonian too. Matt and Mike, I think they have a private tour.
I would love to do that. That would be cool.
Me too.
Are they going to go behind the scenes?
Yes.
Oh, see, that's what I would want to do. Behind the scenes tours are always the best.
Yes, they are. So that's going to be exciting. So keep an eye out for that.
And this is what happens when we're well known in the hobby.
But they actually they were set up and they had their own media space and everything there. In fact, I think
they were Whitman's media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that Matt was even able to get his drone out and fly that over a little bit.
I got to AFK again real quick, Frosty.
No problem.
All right, be right back.
Yep. Yeah, so that was cool. I watched one of their interviews, but I didn't see anything on the midnight.
John Albanese. Did you watch the one with John Albanese?
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's who it was. There were 2 of them released, and it was the very first one that was done.
The one, John Albanese from CAC, yeah.
And so, but I've gotten, and this is a question. I got 2 comments on my CAC one, where I did the CAC unboxing, that people said CAC is going the wrong direction, that they're not doing very good. Is that something you hear?
I don't, absolutely not. I hear the complete opposite.
That's what I was thinking, because I always
CAC graded coins do not last at shows. They get picked up. I absolutely do not hear that. I do hear that for NGC and PCGS though. They have gone completely corporate. They are making lots of mistakes on their errors and their varieties. And their grading in general.
Yeah, so I know that
a lot of their graders are quitting. A lot of their graders are quitting.
PCGS has lost a few.
Yeah, so has NGC.
So
NGC not as bad as PCGS, but yeah.
Well, people are jumping ship on PCGS left and right.
Yeah.
And weren't they recently bought out or something?
Yeah, both of them. So the people that don't like CAC are the ones that are getting grades on their coins that they're getting lower grades than they think they should. A lot of the dealers are still not completely sold on them because you can't play the crack out game with them. a lot of people, they like that crack out game. They'll buy older slabs or coins that they believe are undergraded, and they'll crack them out and they'll resubmit them. And they're trying to resubmit them with CAC. And CAC uses the old ANA grading standard, tried and true. They don't use market grading. They use the old ANA grading standard, and some people don't like it. They're not getting the results they think they should be getting.
I'm back.
CAC grading definitely benefits the collector, which is that is their priority. The collector is their priority.
Now, doesn't ANAX still uses ANA grading for the most part?
Yes, ANAX does too. And that's another reason why they haven't taken off.
Well, in many cases,
talking about them losing graders, NGC has had a standing opening for graders ever since I've lived in Florida, so over 14 years.
Really?
Oh yeah, and I am acquainted with a couple of them from coin shows around here, and they work at coin shops now. If you knew why they don't necessarily quit, they quit because they can't do what they want them to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. When you send a coin in for your $15 or however much it is, you'd be shocked. I always say that on the amount of time they're spending on your coin. It's not what you think it is.
I would say it's probably 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's about that. It's about that.
Well,
like monster boxes. I had a guy tell me that they want you to do a monster box an hour.
That's unreal.
And a monster box, but you got to remember, it is looked at by 3 different people. So it's 3 to 5 seconds times 3. Oh, and then I think the finalizer might spend more time than that on it. I don't know exactly because
I don't know that they do on common, on modern and stuff like that, ASE.
And they definitely grade rarer coins different than they grade coins. You can just, like I say, you can go look at the 26S's. What they call red would not be red in many dates. They're very lenient on dates that are rare.
I don't know that if anybody's done that. I'm sure somebody has, Pedro. Pedro says, has anyone done a video on setting the same coin to different grading servers to see the different appraisals?
Well, not necessarily the same coin. I've seen people do multiple crackouts. So it started in one holder, they cracked it out, sent it somewhere. It didn't get a straight grade. He dipped it and sent it to another place that got a straight grade. I did watch a video, and it was some coin shop in Kentucky that did it.
Yeah, I've seen that too, where, in fact, I think Daniel Malone may have done something.
Well, Daniel Malone has done a crack out and dip and resubmit video.
But what I have not seen anybody do it with coins that are tough to grade. I've seen it done with
usually
modern.
Actually, these was Morgans, but it wasn't. It was an average common Morgan, and it had problems. It graded straight the first time, and he sent it out, and it got a questionable color grade, and then he dipped it, and he got a straight grade. Grading is all subjective. There is so much that can go wrong. The first guy, he owned a coin shop in Livonia, Michigan. He worked when PCGS was formed. He worked for them, and that was his big issue with it. I mean, he put it in perspective that any young man or woman could understand. You know, you're driving to work and it's raining. You get there, you're ticked off because traffic was there. Who you gonna take it out on? You know, -1 there. You know, you get up and your coffee's made and everything's beautiful in the world. That could be a +1. So
well, that's kind of that the standards were supposed to eliminate much of that. You can't ever get past eye appeal.
But here's the thing:
you take that out of the equation.
Do you want to get rid of that?
No. Absolutely not.
I think that's like people that say we should have computers or AI reffing football games it wouldn't be the same because part of gaming is human interaction, and it's a bad call is part of the game. Now, do you like it? No, but it brings your emotions out, and that's what the game does, is it makes us emotional.
Well, but there you have to realize too, we gripe at the refs when there's a
When
bad
we
call.
lose,
Well, not only that, but how many times do they not call because they're letting the people play? If you put this
that
into
or
the hands of AI, then you're going to end up in a situation where every
everything,
infraction's called.
and
They
then
won't be
people
able
won't
to play
like
the
it at
game.
all because it's actually not sporting anymore after that.
Yeah.
While it is playing a game, actually, it's not even gaming because there is there is a share of gaming is the unknown, what you don't, the uh, errors, it didn't work out the right way. Like the roll of a dice.
Yeah.
You got roll of people. Oh, we got a computer that can roll the dice. I don't know. I just don't find it to be. To me, it's a random number generator. But
Well, Ashes, so a lot of that though is the majority of 69s and 70s you're going to see are on specially minted coins or proofs or
I agree
or more modern stuff.
with the 69s and 70s because ultimately, and we've said this a million times, Paul has said it a million times, when you look at something, your first response is usually the correct response. The more you mull it over and say, well, is this or this and that, the more chance there is for you to make a mistake.
Well, I
You
heard
start
Chuck go
doubting
back
yourself.
through some of the ones that he submitted and go, well, let's find out why this one didn't come back at 66 or more, because I was sure that
there's
it
something
did.
he missed.
And then he comes back and he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's pretty glaring. If I would have noticed that the first time, I would have never have sent this coin in.
But I've
But
also
Paula,
looked at the bulk submissions with them.
going
And
back to what Paula said, and Paula, you may have to correct me if I say this incorrectly, but these are specialty run coins, like these flowing hairs. I know Paula doesn't want to talk about this anymore. They were all laser engraved. When you look at the die is like super clean.
well, even
Of course, you're going to
proofs.
get better grades.
You look at with how they're making proofs and how they're making business strikes, it's not the same. I mean, it's a clean room with robotics, very few hands get near the coins.
I do think too, Ashes, that you're kind of right on in the direction you're going with that. I think that there is some market manipulation with a lot of that stuff, and I've talked about that before. I mean,
there is, and like, that's like the bulk grading. I honestly think, like I said, I've been involved in bulk grading a half dozen times now, and the coins that come back 67 or 67 plus or whatever, and they very rarely come back 67 plus. You look at the 66s that come back, and you're like, what is the difference between this coin? As a matter of fact, this coin is nicer than that coin. Why did they pick that coin? It's almost like, well, we graded 35 66s. Let's throw a 67 in the mix. Then he'll send more coins back to us because he got a $2,000 coin instead of a $100 coin.
Well, we've seen it happen, right? Because people will, there's a way that people, when they do bulk grading, Adam does it all the time. He puts certain coins in a certain place in the roll.
Oh yeah, you throw. That's right.
Yep. So, and he gets results doing it that way. And also with the same thing with his varieties and stuff, he'll get the coin graded first, and then he'll resubmit it for the variety.
That's not a new trick. That's an actual old dealer trick.
Yeah. No, I know.
Years back.
Yeah.
I helped this dealer out in not Vero Beach, in Fort Myers, and he'll get a bunch of proof sets, and he'll say, "Look for all the varieties for me," and he'll submit. He'll come back in, 6 weeks, and then we'll send him off to have the designation put on. He says it saves me $25 if I mail him off twice.
So repeat that one more time. What is a trick that the dealers use?
They'll grade the coins first, in like a bulk grade, then they'll have a variety attribution done after. They'll have it done, they'll reholder it with a variety attribution. And it's cheaper. The guy says it saves him about $20, $25 a coin. Depends on what the coin's worth.
Not just cheaper, but oftentimes you will get a better grade on it doing it that way.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's very well, because it's gone through a different grader's hands. Somebody who's doing die varieties is probably like Jack Young. The first thing I noticed about him in his talk is he is very detailed about little scratches, about little nicks. And then it turns out he's an engineer. He's a real engineer, not like a fake engineer like I am.
Yeah, he doesn't just play one on TV.
Yeah, he's actually made stuff where I just analyze stuff. And but yeah, it's all in the details. So somebody who does die varieties usually is detail oriented and would look harder for something to be wrong than somebody who's just grabbing it, kind of swirling it around in their fingers. Matter of fact, I watched a guy, he showed me how he did it, because his big thing now is he goes to the shows and he buys 5 or 6 10th-ounce gold coins, has them graded, and then makes big money on them. That's how he makes his living. He travels the country going to these shows looking for 10th-ounce gold and gold coins. And yeah, he showed me how he graded ASEs, and it literally was grab, kind of move it around, look, and through a magnifier. But he's like maybe 1x, 2x. It's like a big magnifier, a big lens. So he can sit back and just look right through. And it was just like, that's it? And he says, that's it. And I was like, wow.
So Pedro, in some instances, yes, but so here's the market switch on that. So they do use the ANA grading standards. So if you want your coin, in my opinion, if you want your coin graded accurately, you want it to, the grade to reflect what the actual grade is on the coin. CAT grading is perfect for that. Now, you may get a, you may get a 65 from them, where if you send it to NGC, you get a 66, but it being in that holder, in that CAT grading holder, those grading holders in and of themselves are selling for a premium. So it's kind of a trade-off there. But they also aren't involved in playing that market. So they don't have, like we talked about, the market manipulation with the 69s and 70s. I told Frostbyte to send his 21D Morgan dollar to CAT grading, because many people have discovered that they can crack out their 69s in their 21D Morgan dollars and send them to CAT grading and get a 70, because there was definitely some market manipulation going on with those. I think there are many
really
more 21D. Huh?
I was really hopeful.
No, I was too. But Adam brought one to Tulsa and he got his in a 70. So, yeah. But I think that, I don't know. I like CAT grading. I like everything so far that they stand for. I think that they are for the collector. I don't think that they, first of all, they're not doing those ultra breaks and crap like that drives me crazy that NGC and PCGS are doing.
Yep.
That has put a real bitter taste in my mouth when it comes to those two grading companies. A real sour taste in my mouth. So, yeah, I just have a hard time saying anything good about them because of that. I think that what they do with those things hurts the hobby. And I'm not okay with that. I am not okay with that. So I am probably not the best person of this group to be talking about grading anyway, because
me neither. I'm not a grader. In general, there's reasons to do it. But for the most part, nothing that I do requires it.
So
I
this
think
is
you take some of that money that you would have spent on
Buy more stuff.
having coins, or take some of that money that you would have spent on having coins graded or buying the memberships, and take a course and learn to grade yourself. In the long run, it will save you a ton of money, and you'll be smarter for it. And you probably will come to realize that there are very few coins out there that need to be graded, like little privy marked bullion ASCs that anyway, don't get me on that again. Ay.
That's right.
so Pedro, favorite grading company. Personally, and I can only speak for myself, looking at the time delays and having sent to PCGS, the turnaround time for CAC, the customer service that I received when working with CAC, I didn't have to sit on hold for hours and hours and hours to get through. The person I talked to was kind and courteous, not grumpy and pissed off. I would take CAC a heartbeat over PCGS for sending something into, but I've also had a really good experience with sending coins into ANAX.
It
So
depends on the coin.
yeah. Now speaking
I've
of,
never had a
depends.
bad experience with NGC. I
I've
haven't.
never sent anything to NGC. The NGC
Um,
is the only one I can speak to.
I've actually never had a bad experience with any of them. The only experience I had with PCGS that I disliked was it took a long time.
Well, the
That
coins
was
that
it.
we sent to PCGS took us 118 days to get them back.
Yeah, it
I
takes
think it depends on the coin, and it depends on what your intentions with the coin are.
probably.
They all
If
have
you're
their
paying for
place.
economy service, you're going to wait.
If you want your coin to do better, and if you want to sell your coin, and this is from talking to many dealers and what many dealers have told me, because I don't have any personal experience with it. But if you want your coin to do better on the secondary market, PCGS is where you want it to. You want it to be in a PCGS slab, because those just sell better on the resale market.
And I actually have heard that the premiums on the CAC slabs are pretty much
the premiums,
gone now.
And I've heard the opposite.
Well, when I say gone,
the
they're equivalent to PCGS, but you're not getting extra money for them anymore. They were getting like
there definitely was, like, they were a hot ticket item when
they
when
were
CAC
obscene.
grading first came out. They were obscene, yeah. But I think that
They'll be on par with it.
Their reputation precedes them.
Yeah.
So,
well, until it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like all the other, I mean, the other grading services were started by the same person. So,
but if you want a variety, and a holder that isn't a cherry picker's variety or
ANX is the only way.
Variety Plus, or ANX is the way to go, because they'll holder anything. They're like Mikey.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to do, and I was joking about this. I don't think that I would ever actually do it because of the amount of money it would cost me. But plate coins.
A lot of people do. Taco John has done a lot of them. I think Ant and Crispy have done a lot.
So how do they do that? If there's a signature on
it has to have mine or Chuck's signature on the insert.
But how would they get that onto the slab, or do they?
They don't. It just
They
says
don't put the signature on it.
They don't. They send that back to you. They just put that it is a plate coin.
But Chuck does have signature slabs out there.
He does, on the PCI slabs.
Yep.
Yep.
I have one of his one of the designs he created.
Series. I need to get me one of them.
I got one.
I really want it. There was an off-center Buffalo nickel, and I've often thought about stopping back at the coin shop to see if he still has it. It's just a small little coin shop in Medford, but he had a Buffalo nickel that was off-center. It was in a JT. It was in a PCI JT Stanton.
I got one of those too, and I think I got a Brian Rains.
I don't care about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get them all.
But this was $400, and I just couldn't pull the trigger on it, and I should have.
And it had Chuck's name on it?
No, it had JT Stanton's,
Oh,
but it was
JT
an off-center
Stanton's,
buffalo nickel
There,
too.
there's
Some of them have very common coins inside them. Some of them have
Yeah,
very
this is a common coin.
but this was an off-center buffalo nickel, so the coin would have
Hold
been.
on, just a sec. Eric just pulled something up. Let me pull. That's a coin I'm going to show you here in just a second that me sent me. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Then you got this one. See, now here, when you hear the people say, buy the coin, not the holder. That's not always true. I didn't buy these
It
coins.
is not always true.
I bought the coins for the holder, not for the coins.
I do say that to people.
Yeah.
Because it typically is good advice. It generally is good advice.
It's great advice. 99.999%
But that
of the
goes.
time.
But that is simply if you're buying the coin. I collect sample slabs, so you can't tell me buy the coin and not the holder when it's the holder I'm buying.
Right. Exactly.
If you're buying a holder that you want a specific coin that's in that holder, but you're buying a holder that has a special label on it, but you still want that coin. That's where buy the coin and not the holder comes into play.
I've paid up for 2x2s that have a certain label on it. Does
that make sense? Did that make any sense at all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody but me?
A great example of that is the 1 in 50,000 privy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the star privy, right? That's one where. Now I heard in an interview that happened the other day, and I'm going to get permission from the channel in which the interview occurred in to actually use the clip. One of the bullion companies said something, and it really caught me kind of by surprise. One, they would say it the way they did because it kind of it caught me off guard, but I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what we've been saying. And it's like, well, if one of our custom labels takes off, then, it's going to be worth more. And what I got from that is they do this. It's a gamble, right? They create 50 different labels in hopes that theirs is the one that everybody wants to go after.
And that goes to what I was saying about the cool factor.
And that is pure marketing. That's all that is. And this is where when Paula says that, it's exactly what she's talking about. These are a little bit different. These are a little bit oddities. Now, Daniel Carr, right? A lot of people don't necessarily like Daniel Carr, but I've got a couple of his slabs.
I do.
Yeah, right? I like it. Why not? Why wouldn't? I mean, that gets to the point of what one person collects. Not everybody likes the same things.
Right.
Well, I think because he pushes the limits, on some of his overstrikes and some of his reproductions and things like that. They think that he pushes the barrier. He's not. So his stuff, when he sells his stuff, some of his stuff is done very well, and he sells it and tells everybody exactly what it is. He has no intention to defraud anyone. The problem some people have is that the people that buy them may have nefarious reasons
that's the
for
part of the hobby.
So
that is bad.
That's the problem. Yeah, that's where people get into having a problem with his stuff.
Yeah.
They think he almost crosses a line.
So I want to say two things before we go on, because I want to show me sent some coins I want to show you. I think we've looked at these once before, but I liked this dad joke. In my career as a lumberjack, I cut down exactly 52,487 trees. I know because I kept a log.
Oh,
I love that. It makes me laugh. Anyway, it's me. It's what it is. But I want to kind of pull up what Silver Wolverine said, because it goes to you like what you like.
You do.
He said he prefers NGC because the secondary market between PCS and NGC is negligible.
It is.
However, NGC is
That's not
faster,
always
right?
true.
Right? It's easier to get 70 at NGC than it is.
You've got people in registry sets and stuff that will only buy PCGS
Yep,
slabs,
right, too.
and so yeah, I think if you talk to 9 out of 10 dealers, I would venture to say will tell you that PCGS slabs will typically do better on the secondary market.
So
Yeah,
Coach is in here.
It's negligible. It's like 5%.
Well, Coach is in
Actually,
here.
That's not always negligible.
No,
It
that's
depends
true.
on
That's
what's
true.
in that
Yeah.
slab.
But when you're getting into a coin that's up into the $10,000 range, the percentage is sure lower, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull this coin up here in just a second. I want to show you this one. He wants to send this to Annex. We'll talk about why.
Also,
Let me go ahead and pull this up. So,
I'd like to see the reverse on that.
yep, I'm about to show you that, and you see why. Change, come on. There you go. Yep.
75, 77 coins,
Zoom in a
77
little bit
through.
there.
So, no, I want to see the down by the, yeah, right there. So that is the wrong reverse that is a type 2 reverse. Wait a minute. What year is that? 78.
1878.
Never mind. That is the wrong reverse. That is the wrong reverse. That is a type 1 reverse for a type 2 reverse dated coin. That is the wrong reverse. Let me see it again. I want a closer look.
Which side? Obverse, reverse.
That one.
Okay. I'll forward these to you as well.
Yeah, I can show you.
I'll have him take some better photos as well.
76.
Have him pulling out of the are you still here?
Listen, don't quote me on that because I'm looking at pictures right now. That is very worn, so it's let's see, 77 through 85 on all coins dated 77 through 85. That may be the correct reverse. Hang on, I need to look over at the other side. 4 2.
Do you have do you have other flips that you can put this in if we have you take it out and take some photos?
So that is a type 2 reverse. That is a type 2 reverse. So it's dated correctly. Yeah, that's the correct reverse. I had to look at the arrows above the 420.
So what's the difference between the two? Do you want to pull that up?
I have picture. Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, please. Yeah, so if you do me a favor, if you can pull those out of the plastic.
Yeah.
And then take better photos of it.
It's the correct reverse. Though.
I know, but still, it's better if you have good, clean images. So if you can cut that out, take some better photos of it, send it to me or send it to Paula, then we'll look at it. So Paula's pulling this up right now, and here's what we're going to be looking at.
These are the different reverses. This is one way to tell if you have a counterfeit. And
can you zoom that in a little bit?
Yeah, let me. So this is the reverse that he has, the type 2 reverse. And it says occasionally on 1875 and 1876 dated coins, but it's on all coins dated 1877 through 1885. And this is where the counterfeiters will screw up. Oftentimes you'll find a type 1 reverse on coins dated 1877 through. So and the type 1 reverse is from all mints 1873 to 1874, occasionally on 1875 and 1876 dated coins. But type 2 is only on 1877 through 1885. And here's what I looked at. First, I looked at the little stem. I didn't see the stem for the type 2. See that little stem, the right arrow
Yeah, right there above
above
the second.
900?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a little stem, and the type 2, it's missing. But then on his, and I couldn't really tell because that area was so worn. So I looked at the 420, and you can see the arrow is above. It is between the 2 and 0. That arrow is the tip of the arrow is between the 2 and 0 on the type 1.
Right.
And on the type 2, it's the tip of it is above the 2.
So it's 2 really good pickup points
So,
if you're ever looking at a trade dollar.
yeah, very good pickup points. Very good pickup points. And these are highly counterfeited, so I would suggest, and they almost always screw up the reverses on those.
He says weighs good, pink's
Just like
good.
09 SVDB. Yeah, okay. Yeah, on the 09 SVDB, they almost always screw that reverse up. They almost always, it shows a deep cut in on the counterfeit.
So let's pull this back up. Do you think this is something that he should send to Annex for verification?
I don't think so. I mean, it looks good to me. I don't
What
see any
about
reason
this?
why. But it's
Strike through?
Is it a struck through or is it a chop mark?
Hang on, I can't see. Let me see the other side.
The other side had a spot where it was, whoops, that's the wrong one. The other side had
Must be down at the bottom where it's weak. Yeah, that's a strip. That is.
Oh, all right.
So
yeah.
that, yeah. That was missing before the strike.
That's right.
So that metal was missing before the strike.
So this
That's
would be
why
a
it's
planchet
weak in that
error.
area. It would be a planchet flawed. Yeah, it would be a flawed planchet. It probably was like a deep lamination or something like that lost,
And that is the Blakesley effect. I know you keep hearing that over and over again.
No, Blakesley effect is for clipped planchets.
Yeah, but it works the same. Any planchet that's thin, it will be
No,
weak
it doesn't.
on the opposite side.
It doesn't.
Yeah, the Blakesley effect is 180 degrees off.
Blakesley effect would be the opposite pole.
Right, 180 degrees off.
Yes.
But
No,
it would
be the opposite pole. It would be directly across from it.
Right, 180
not
degrees
the
off.
opposite side.
180 degrees off.
Yeah, it would be the opposite pole, yeah. So this would not be the Blakesley.
Because this is the exact same place where the planchet.
That's exactly in the
Right.
Yeah.
same spot.
So if we were to look at this, let's zoom out real quick. That would happen up here
Right.
if it were Blakesley.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Blakesley
That is correct.
is when it goes through the upsetting mill, there's not there's not enough opposite pressure to bring up that. You don't get like a proto rim on that side.
Yep.
What they call it. I don't like that I like upset rim, but some people call it a proto rim. I don't even know what proto means, but it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. I just call it an upset rim.
It's not having a very good day.
So, but no, I mean, it's probably that trade dollar was probably like harshly cleaned.
And what proto means is the outside, the interior.
Okay. Have a great day, Pedro. Bye, Pedro.
I thought proto meant first, like the very beginning, like in prototype.
Find out for sure.
Yeah, so like if you're talking prototype, it's the earliest form of it's the very beginning one.
No,
which would make sense when you say
right.
No, because when you're talking about, so think about it. When you're
the
talking
actual
about
definition is proto, first, anterior, relating to precursor.
Yeah,
yeah, earliest form of
first.
Yes. Yeah,
it goes to the upsetting mill before it gets minted.
Right. So when you think
first
about
and interior would make sense when you say proto rim. I'm sorry, Frostbyte. First would make interior and first would make sense because once it's struck and you have the design rim.
Yeah.
Once it's struck and you have the design rim, the proto rim is still shows on the interior at the interior point. So
both are correct.
But both.
Yeah,
both would be correct.
Well, it's like everything else in the English language. It's got 3 different meanings.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
But it's just an odd word. I just prefer upset rim, because that just tells you everything you need to know right there.
That rim was having a bad day. Ashes
Was
says, I'm
upset.
pulling my trades out.
It
Well, hey,
was
if you have any,
obtuse.
Ashes, if you have any that you don't want, you can go ahead and just drop them my way. I'll
Yeah,
look at
those
them
are
for you.
really so I got those photos from Jack Young, and those are really great places that, like, as soon as you see a trade dollar, flip that sucker over.
Hey, thanks, the Happy Chappy. I
Because
appreciate the super chat. Thank you.
nice, the Happy Chappy. If you listen to Jack Young's talk that I did with him, um, he says it over and over that these counterfeiters often make mistakes that can become quite obvious.
Well,
And
if
they
you
will
haven't,
repeat them.
I'm going to give you a plug real quick. If you haven't, go watch it.
Yeah,
That
Jack
is,
did a great job.
I'll be honest, that is one of the best videos I've seen in a long time regarding counterfeits.
You
Just
knew it was going to be good because Paula scrubbed up real good for it.
well,
I
yeah, she
cleaned
did
up.
her
She
hair,
did.
you know,
She cleaned up
makeup,
pretty
and
good,
everything
too.
was good. She looked like she was going to a football game.
I like the red tips on the hair.
But
That was
he
my
explains
highlight,
things in such a fashion that it's like,
lowlight.
now this is something else. I just joined his Fun with Fakes group, and he's very
That group's
smart. He's got stuff
great.
everywhere, but it's really easy. The one thing I like about it is he's so easy. When they talk, it's more of a, I'm going to turn it over and let you talk, right? And this is what happens when I have these two on. Like, I'm just going to turn it over to you two and let you two talk. But the important thing with Jack is that Jack has done so much research. He's done so much kind of in the weeds, and he's said it so many times, he's been able to make it simple. So when he's starting to explain something, he's like, well, look at this. You'll see this. You'll see these pickup points. Look at these dots. And look,
Attribution,
here's
attribution,
5 or 6
attribution.
different ones. What do you see? Well, they're the same in every one. That doesn't happen. Right? We know that they have the only thing that they changed on this is the date. Everything else on the fake is the exact same. It's just the date is different. So they may have retooled the date, or they may have left the date off and restamped it, or however they were doing it. And so he explains it very, very nicely. But he's so polished in the way he talks. It's very easy to listen to.
Like I say, I love the detail that he gets into, micro details. This is this because there's a little teeny gouge right there on all the originals, and it's not on the fakes.
Well, yeah, because I mean,
it makes it easy for me to understand them.
But it helps me understand. Like, I look at stuff, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see this. But there are really good ones that it's like there are only 1 or 2 minimal things. One thing I really enjoyed that he said, and he made it, it was a comment in chat, and he made it, and he's like, well, why don't you take pictures of everything and post it? Like, well, that would be counterproductive. Because
you know, yeah, and
he doesn't want to teach the counterfeiters.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You don't want to teach the counterfeiters.
It is only a matter of time.
Well, they can look at the research.
That's why he's safe with the little guy doing his show on the little guy show.
Yeah.
It is only a matter of time, and they're going to have laser mapping, and the coins are going to be perfect. They're going to have the die scratches and everything.
I want to answer Me's question just real quick about that trade dollar. So Me, yes and no. It would certainly add value to an error collector. If somebody wants a pristine trade dollar that doesn't have any flaws like that, then no, it would not add value. So yes and no. If you find an error collector that wants a trade dollar with a nice defective planchet, then yeah.
But again, as far as do you want to get it graded, if you want to authenticate it, again, no need for it. If you're going to do it anyway, then do it anyway. And he's like, I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it annex, yeah.
But yeah, if you're going to do it through annex. But
I mean, it's going to get a details grade. You're going to get a details grade.
Yeah, it's definitely been cleaned at one time too.
Yeah.
So, but cool.
It's cool.
Ashes said he pulled out his trade dollars and his
I
3
know.
checked out good.
I'm sure they did. I need to get some more coffee. I'll be right back.
No problem. I need to do that, but I can't call my wife to do it yet. Almost. She's about to the point where she can manage stairs. She's doing a lot better though.
What happened to her?
Oh man, she had to have abdominal surgery and they cut her from hip bone to hip bone, and
Oh, I sympathize. I've had it done.
yeah, it's so she's been doing a lot of recovery. It's been quite the doozy, but she's the trooper, and all the work that they did, fortunately the doctor that was doing the surgery had worked with her and knew her, so when they were doing the stitch up, she does this procedure, but she also is a licensed what do they call them?
Like a plastic surgeon.
Thank you, plastic surgeon. So she gave her the hookup. So when they were pulling that back down, they actually removed some of that and pulled it down a little bit more to make sure that everything was tight. And she gave him a really nice clean cut. You're not going to see much of a scar. So they did her well.
What are you talking about?
My wife, when she had to have her abdominal surgery and they had to go
Oh,
do all that stuff with her stomach and that lining and all that other stuff that they had to do inside. So,
gotcha.
but that surgeon took really, really good care of her and hooked her up. But because of that, she's been suffering for a little while. But Ashes, well, we always learn something every day. Absolutely, that's fact. Every
Right.
time these two were on, I learned that I have more patience than I thought I did. Thanks for laughing. Paula didn't think that was funny, but
I love it.
Yes, I did.
I have fun.
I know. Look, I'd say it all the time that I am very hard to live with.
Well, we're not
I don't know
living
how I
with-
live
we're
with
just
myself
talking to you.
sometimes. I don't know how I live with myself sometimes.
by the way, melt on a trade dollar is 24, so all for 35 for all they want to be. Yeah, exactly. Look at that, the ever player. I see how you are, Ashes.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll offer 35 for anybody who wants to sell one to me.
Listen, that is a great coin. And yeah.
See you later, David. Have a good day.
Get
And
them
they
all
don't
you
straight
can.
grade that often, just so you know.
Uh-uh.
It depends on how the grading company feels. If you're lucky, you'll get a grade and it'll say with chop marks on it. But usually it'll say that it's been had a tampered surface. And it
I
doesn't
want,
doesn't
or it's a potty dollar.
Yeah.
What is a potty
Some of
dollar?
them have been turned into potty dollars. If you don't know what a potty dollar is, potty, Potty, I believe is how you spell it. Potty, it just like
Oh.
it sounds.
They turn them into a toilet seat. I got
She's
you.
sitting on the potty. It's
Yeah.
called the potty dollar. Look them up. You'll thank me later. They actually do them on several denominations, but I want a potty dollar. I do want a potty dollar.
I am pulling this up.
The potty dollar?
I am pulling this up.
They're fantastic. Some are better than others, but
Oh, that's like the hobo nickels are the same way.
well, I believe these were a legit type of trench art.
Pull up some images.
Yes, potty, like poo, toilet paper,
All
potty.
right. Yeah. Well, I was getting ready to share my screen and realized that I was about to share the wrong one. That would have been bad. All right. Here we go.
That's a potty dollar.
That's a potty dollar. There we go.
Isn't that fantastic? They do them on lots of different things, but that's the potty dollar.
I had never heard about this.
That's what potties used to look like back then.
Yeah. Some of them are much better done than others.
Well, some of them are real and some of them
Some of
aren't
them are
too.
fake. Yeah.
So,
But this is hilarious.
But you can find them on seeded
Oh,
coins
wow.
and
75
yeah,
CC trade dollar, and they turned it into a potty dollar.
but true potty dollars
Ouch.
they
Oh,
can
look at
get
this.
pretty expensive.
Look who.
Michael Kittle, yep. I
Look
don't think
at
he has
this.
that one anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy. And I know they do this with all sorts of coins, but I had never actually heard.
Yeah, but potty dollars can be expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, so can
Mhm.
some of the original hobos.
That is true. I
Even
have
the
The
ones that
original
are made
hobos are
now,
crazy.
a lot of the hobos that are made now are big money. But
Yeah,
they're
very
really, some of
cool.
them are
They're
amazing.
very intricate and
Yeah.
Learn something every day. Yeah, I didn't know that those were there. But
well, leave it up to me with my exonumia.
well, I just think they're really cool. And it again,
Potty
to
dollar.
make something look really nice, especially when you're carving it in, one major mistake and you botch it. Um, but
Me sent you an email.
yeah, I'm gonna pull that up
Drive
real quick
safe,
and find
David
out.
Carlisle. Have a great weekend. Oh, you guys,
Sinuses bothering you?
what am I gonna do? Are you streaming tomorrow?
Planning on it.
Okay. I don't know if I'll try to go live, but with you, I'll be in the hospital with Bethany, so I'll try to go live.
I should be
How
here.
did they raise the potty metal when the original surface was a lot lower? I don't think it was lower. Because what was she sitting on? A rock? What was it? Whoa, let's get
Uh-oh.
That didn't sound good.
No. Someone was having a bad morning. Like somebody threw a little bit of a tantrum.
somebody's always having a bad morning in this house.
So, what was the question?
Yeah, so it wasn't there's no added metal. It's just manipulated, moved metal, that's all. Yeah, so the question was, Paula, will you make out with me? No, I will not. No, that wasn't a question. How did they raise the potty metal when the original surface below was a lot lower? So it wasn't lower. It was. Do you have a picture of a trade dollar before and then the?
Yeah, let me pull that
It
up.
just is carved out and I believe they probably removed some of the field, some of the flatter surface, like hobo nickel carvers will do. They will actually go into the field and lower the field. So it's actually not raising up the metal, it's lowering the field. Does that make sense, Richard?
Yeah, perfect sense.
Okay.
So here's
And they can actually manipulate and push the metal too. It's silver, so they can actually manipulate. But see, it's not really. They just removed and lowered the field of the coin. That's all, and just
yeah, and
changed the shape.
like the one that's the pot, if you look at this, it kind of looks like it's
Yeah,
already a pot anyway, so they just did some manipulation on it.
yeah,
But they probably, and again, when you get them worn down, they could have taken off a little bit of metal all the way across to form that.
yeah.
So, and there's nothing to say that they didn't take off a lot of other surfaces to raise this up as well.
And they often do that
Yeah.
with hobo nickel carving. It looks like something is raised up off when actually it's just that they have lowered the field of the coin. So I am almost done with Chuck's book.
All right.
I may need to read it one more time though before I send it to him, just in case it gets lost in the mail or something.
Yeah, so a lot
I
like
want
this
some
right
of it. I want to
here,
stick. Yeah.
like you can tell that a lot of this was actually taken down so that they could get enough metal to stand up. So
Yep.
you can see a lot of this was really taken down. You get a good example of how much metal was removed here by looking at that 1934. This tells you where the relationship of that was in the original, and you can see again how much metal was taken out. So they're not adding, they're actually, again, you see this, but you can see they're taking out quite a bit of metal in relation to some of these areas. So
Bingo.
yeah, some of these are absolutely fabulous, though.
I love hobo nickels.
Yeah, some of them are absolutely fabulous.
Love them.
I love this Viking one. Oh, the animals. There's all sorts of animals. I like it when they do the front and the back as well. Not everybody will do both sides.
Not all hobo nickels are created equally either,
Nope.
you guys.
not.
So don't
Yep.
fall for like Brent Pearson is still carving, like he carves them in bulk. You can buy his basic carvings for like $10, $5-10 a piece.
I bought
Um,
5
lots.
of them, or no, I bought 10 of them for
Mhm.
$50.
Yeah, there, like I said,
Yeah,
there was
you can buy.
there's some
Yeah.
camp you can go to. It's like in Wyoming or something like that.
They're actually I think Summer Seminar has a hobo nickel carving class.
But I know a guy. He used to live down in Florida. His name is Gedaya Matis. He's actually a Lithuanian. And he sells his coins all the time for $300, but he does like one coin every 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, he's putting all sorts of time into it.
Like this one here by Alaska Serbo. This is amazing detail. Like fabulous steampunk style.
I like that. I do like that steampunk.
Yeah, and I mean, the detail and the quality are absolutely phenomenal on
Now,
some
where
of
is
these.
this school at?
Not sure.
So there is a Facebook group, you guys, called the Original Hobo Nickel Society, and that's actually a true club that you can join also,
Yeah.
Original Hobo Nickel Society. And a lot of these carvers are in that group. Brent Pearson's in that group. Lots of these carvers. There's some oldies in there too, some original carvers. But they have a lot of the newer guys too. So if you're interested in hobo nickels, I highly suggest joining that group. Original Hobo Nickel Society group on Facebook. I'm a mod, I think, so I can post the link.
Of course you are.
I forget about that. I used to be a good mod. I'm not anymore.
I can't believe that you can still do it.
I forget.
What mod?
I get people all the time. You want to do this? Nope. Thank you, though. I think most of them quit asking finally.
Yeah, I love the hobo nickels. One of the funnest videos I did, actually, it was a live stream. We went over some hobo nickels that I had. Actually, they
Yeah,
were
I
Brent
think I was
Pearson's.
on that one with you. I
Yeah, actually,
showed
many
a
of them
couple of
were
mine.
Brent Pearson's. Not all
Yeah,
of them
and
were. I showed
some
you.
too.
Yeah, one of the more rare varieties. It cost me a pretty penny for one of them. But save here first. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. What's up, Chappie? How you doing, brother?
The old big ears and some of the hobo nickel carvers, they don't even know their real names, so they gave them they identify their works by certain things like big ears. There's a carver that I think that's all they know about that carver, is that all of his nickels, all of his hobos had big ears, so they can identify his works by that. But many of the original hobo nickel carvers, they don't really know who they even were. There's a couple females though that were really, really good too. I really like them.
Yeah,
I know, right? Mistake.
there's some amazing artists out there.
Good morning,
Um,
Roger.
I've talked with Bifrost. Bifrost really likes those too. I think I'm going to try and get her a few, um, just because of the artistry that she likes to do. And I told her, it's like, you should try doing one of these. We can give you the tools and I can get you, a handful of buffalo nickels, and we can, let you kind of just play and,
Mhm.
practice your craft if you want to. You can kind of draw out what you want to do, or, scratch it into the coin. And she's like, I don't know. But I think it'd be fun for her to learn. So if she wants to do that, but I think it'd be fun to get her a few of them. So there's so many things to do and so
Yeah.
many things to collect. It's
I
hard.
wonder how well, like, if it's easier for people who can draw to carve, or if
Here's
it's
the one,
sorry, I
the
gotta
only
move
one
it.
they got up for sale right now for them. How do you do this?
Down to the bottom, click on the little one that has, there you go. Stack Skellington.
But all his stuff goes for, ends up going for about $200 a crack.
Yeah, they're really cool. I really like.
Maybe you see, talk about moving metal around.
Yeah.
Hell, I wonder if these are the Buffalo nickels that I sold him still. He bought probably 10,000 of them from me.
When you had your coin shop.
No, I just brought them down. That was after the coin shop. I got them. He says, hey, can you get me? They can have dates or they can be dateless. It don't matter. And I got him a bunch. Like 2 bags full. I don't know how many that is. That would be, I can figure it out.
$50 bags.
No,
$200
bag
bags.
I think is $250.
That's 2,000 coins.
Yeah.
It's a lot of buffalo nickels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing art. They have some of the ones that are there. They just do amazing. I again, looking at some of the steampunk ones that are up there, some of the detail in some of these, the level of quality. Now, you have to look for tooling marks because a lot of people will utilize different engraving tools to move the metal for them. So they'll put these in laser machines, or they'll put these in CNC machines, and they'll carve the designs utilizing that. So you have to make sure you get ones that are hand done. So when you're looking at these now, it's hard to tell sometimes because they will buff out and polish some of those areas out. But look for those tooling marks.
Some
and
of
stuff
them
like
are
that.
cast too.
No, that's true.
Some of them are cast. They're not even done on real. So a lot of times you'll find Morgan dollars that are
Oh,
not
yeah.
even done on real dollars.
He has
They're
done some
complete
on
fake.
ASEs.
No, what I'm saying, Eric, is that
Yeah.
some of these that you find on Morgan dollars are not even real Morgan dollars. They're fake. The whole thing is fake. All of them are, So you have to be careful that you're even getting a real and not a cast.
Oh, excuse me.
Many of the ones that you see on eBay are complete fakes. Many of the ones that are on Morgan dollars are complete fakes. You can find them on Etsy and
If you see anything on Etsy or Alibaba, they're not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much a guarantee.
Good morning, Roger. Thank you for your kind words.
Here is
They meant a lot.
Here is one of the sites that we shared when we did the when we did this. This is a Bilolabia Society and Bilomania Society, where they talk about
Biblio.
Huh?
Bibliomania.
Bibliomania. where they talk about authentics versus fakes, and they talk about the things to look for in some of the pickups. So they show you some of the varieties and some of the things to do and some of the various things that you can look for. They'll talk about the edges. They'll talk about some of the others. So this is a really good article. Again, we've talked about that. There's a lot of information on these. So again, obviously this is the fake one.
You do have to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you see Bert up here, but Liberty would be down here. So there's no way that Liberty would be up here, right? You can also tell that this has cross-hatching pattern, so this was done by Frostbyte CNC. So how did they get the Liberty up there? I thought the Liberty would be here. Is this an off-center
How
planchet?
did they get what?
Is this an off-center planchet? This is an off-center planchet.
It still wouldn't move Liberty though.
It would still be here.
That was probably hand carved. That was probably hand carved into it. That
Or-
the carver is the carver. Is the carver's name Bert, or is that just kind of his signature thing?
Could be one of those fakes that's off center. It's like the 55 double die. That's like, looks just like that off center.
Yeah. Mm.
And then you do the design in the off center piece because it's kind of convenient that they're the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would be a carving, but the Liberty should be here. It's way too high.
A little higher. Yeah.
So, but again, they're talking about the authentic artistry, not necessarily the authenticity of the coin. But yeah, still cool stuff. But they do a lot of cool stuff. They have a lot of cool information regarding this. They talk about a lot of cool different things.
Yeah, Liberty is higher than the date. That it's just not that. Yeah, where he was showing it's not across, it's directly across from the date. But that does look a little bit high for.
Liberty
for
is
where it's
basically
supposed-
at chin level, just under the chin.
Yeah.
So this could be actually an
And it
off-center
could just
flash.
be. It could
Actually,
just be
actually, it's in the right spot.
off center strike would have nothing to do with the design on the coin. It wouldn't change where things were placed.
So, but then this would be the right.
It's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that it was that high. I
I'm
thought it was more
photographing
down there.
coins right now, so I had a coin right at Liberty when you said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one on the fake one though is definitely off.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It was off. So that
There's-
was probably
yeah. There's a lot about this
Yeah.
one that's not right. Even when it comes into the actual, this looks like it was probably cast.
But yeah, an off center strike is just a strike. Everything else on the coin, the design itself would be it wouldn't change. It would stay the same.
Fun stuff.
Now you could have a double strike where it would be struck and then like rotate a little bit and struck again, and then you have but it still would be lined up the same. Everything would be lined up the same.
Have a great day, me. Thanks for coming in.
Bye, me.
I
Hey,
mean,
Robert
you.
Bruce. Good morning. How are you, sir? Yeah, really cool. I really enjoy the hobo nickel. It's a really cool piece.
I do too. I love all
So,
that art stuff. I
I'm
love
gonna have to.
love
love
tokens.
tokens.
I love
Yeah, I love
trench
love
art.
tokens.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm gonna have to look more into this potty squatty thing though, because
Yeah, that's
Potty Dollar.
I
I
didn't know
never
it was
knew
a
anything
thing.
about them.
Oh, you can find them on seeded coins too, like half dimes, dimes. I mean, you can find they're more scarce on those than they are on the actual trade dollars, but you can find them done on those.
Hey, Starika, good
But
day.
yeah,
Hope you're
the
doing
true
well.
Potty Dollar are the ones done on trade dollars, or the Potty Dollars.
Hey, folks, if you haven't already done so, do me a favor. Make sure you're smashing that like button. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I had never seen that. I'm gonna have to go look at some of these. I'll probably actually have
Fun,
to reach
huh?
out to Michael and see if he still has. I'm sure he
Oh,
probably
he
got rid of
doesn't
it.
have that. I think if you click on that listing, it comes up as an error anyway. Um, I'm sure he doesn't have that anymore. That's probably a
I'll have to
really
check with
old
him and
listing.
see.
Besides that, he doesn't. He has stuff listed on his website that he hasn't had in years because he doesn't update his website.
Yeah, that's a cool piece. I'd like to have somebody who actually has one and look at them and see. I think it'd be cool.
But if you want an authentic one like that one, like the one Michael Kittle has, be prepared to pay.
Oh, I'm sure.
Be prepared to pay.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. You look at some of these hobo nickels, for some of the original ones, you're looking at
Thousands.
thousands of dollars. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so especially if they're in really good shape, like if the coin that they used was in good shape when they first did it, and the date's clean and it's the date's not retooled, or if they've done like they do the animals on both sides, where they do the panda bears or things like that. There's so many
I
different
need
ones, but
to mine it to it, hoping it would stick, but it did. Yeah. Good luck with that. Well, it would also be steel, Robert Bruce, so you'd be able to tell. If it's copper, it's definitely not. So, yeah, you know what else is fun? I really like are these jigsaw puzzle coins. I don't know if you've ever seen those before either. They're done with a jeweler's like saw, those tiny little jeweler's saw, and they carve them into jigsaw puzzles, and they're actual jigsaw puzzles. And those are really cool too. I gave one of those away at the on the big show years ago. I was very sad that I had to give that away because I wanted to keep it.
why did you have to give it away?
It was donated to give away on the big show when I was doing the big show.
Oh, I
You may
got
not have
you.
been around for the
The big show.
Yeah,
God,
that was a little bit before my time.
big show. Yeah, Shay and I did it for a couple years.
Nope, I
And then
need
we
to
had to give it
change.
up because we had to make a choice, either the big show or the live coin Q&A. And Ken would have wanted us to. There you go. Ken would have wanted us to do the live coin Q&A. So yeah, you can get those on different denominations too. Those are fun. Are
Yeah, they have
they
buffalo.
fun?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I
There's a
have
whole
a
world of
jeweler's.
stuff out there.
I have a jeweler's saw. I might have to
There
try
you
this
go.
one day.
There you go.
Yeah, that is pretty
Pretty
nifty.
cool. Yep. Get an Ike and do it on an Ike first though.
Something big.
Something big to practice on.
Oh yeah. And you'd have
Aren't
to.
those fun?
Yeah, those are really cool.
Really fun.
And that thing's only worth about $1. Yeah, these are pretty
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, for sure, Robert. It's fun. It is fun learning new stuff. There's always stuff to learn in this hobby. No matter how big or small it is, there's always something. If you don't learn something new every day, then you're not looking hard enough.
That's right. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
really cool.
Isn't it cool, kin of mine? I know, it's so cool. Has anybody heard from Brown Sugar? I'm
I
worried
need to
about
reach out
her.
to her. I haven't heard from her for a little while.
I need to email her too.
I know she was doing some stuff with her mom and she was moving, I think, or she had just moved.
Okay.
But I haven't heard from her.
Ashes, have a blessed weekend, my friend.
Hey, Ashes, are
Be
you going
safe.
live later? Or are you doing that tomorrow? Oh, and he's probably got to go. He's probably on a call. Got to go.
Mercury.
Stay safe, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna get going too, you guys. I got a lot to do before I head over to the hospital. So
wow, time flew. I'm
hopefully I will be able to stream with you in the morning. It depends on how the internet is at the hospital, but I'll try to get on with you guys.
All right.
All right. Love you guys. Have a great day.
See you soon.
All right. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming up and hanging out with me as always.
All right, Frosty. I'm going to get ready for my reveal here in about 2 hours.
Sounds good.
I will see you all tomorrow.
If you want, throw the link in chat.
I don't have it handy right now.
Okay, no worries, not a problem.
I do that on Copper Coin's page, so you don't get to see it. You know, I don't get to see that.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right,
appreciate you. We'll see you later.
Right,
all right, folks. Well, again, today was kind of just one of those where we just kind of rambled about and talked about whatever came up. So thank you for coming in and hanging out with me today. Tomorrow, I'm going to try and put a couple things together, targeting specifically some of the pieces of information that I found regarding the auction. Actually, I have talked about that tomorrow, or earlier today. If you want to go see that, I showed the canceled die. So if you want to go see that, go see the video or the live that I did earlier. Other than that, I'll put something up as soon as I can. As soon as I can get the thumbnail put together, and I'll drop that out there. Thank you for those who subscribed. Remember, if you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up. And folks, I will see you guys in the stream.